easy.
Okay.
Sounds good. I'm sorry, I'm a little stressed because I have to write down a lot of stuff before we perform. Now let's do it.
And perhaps about the show you did yesterday.
Yeah.
And what was and the expectations you have for today.
Yeah. It sounds good.
Okay. So, Andre Gonçalves and Casper Clausen, thank you. And it's not the first time you are working together in several projects, mainly in Lisbon, I think. And it's not also the first time you are at Viseu. So in 2008 you will come again to jardins efémeros, the family body, and to work a piece in a residence context. Can you tell me more specifically what were your mainly and specific motivations regarding this collaboration, new collaboration with Andre, and what it brings, and what are your motivations to do this?
Andre and I have been making music together for the last couple of years, a couple of times. Not so much, a little bit of music. And we've always been very excited about making things together. Andre is using modular synthesizers, machines, and very kind of quite technical equipment, and I'm mainly singing. So it's quite a nice match because we don't interfere with each other. So we just thought, like, we'd love to kind of make some more music together, and we thought maybe we could sort of do a residency, go somewhere out of Lisbon where we both live, somewhere away, and make some music together. And that kind of just started, that made us think, like, where can we do this, And we've both been here 2 or 3 times, so as you were saying, so we know Sandra, we know what she's doing and what everybody's doing here with jardins. So we asked her, like, curiously, what do you think? Like, do you think this could be something? And she said, yeah, well, the theme this year is body, and we just talked about what could it be, and this idea came up of making this place, this studio in the main square of Viseu, open to the public. That was kind of like how we arrived here. Before we arrived, because then we arrived, and then then
the process.
Then what? And then
the process changed.
Yeah, I mean, it changed. It just developed. I mean, I think there wasn't anything in the first ideas that isn't here now, but it just got a little bit bigger.
And so this new collaboration is, in terms of sound, it's very different in terms of what you were doing previously, or it's just in the same. There are surprises for today.
I think it's different from what I was doing and what you're doing.
Yeah.
I couldn't make this alone, and maybe you couldn't make this alone, and maybe we couldn't make this alone both.
Yeah.
Because of all the inputs that we had from all the festival musicians that were around and recording. So maybe, yeah, I couldn't do it alone. Maybe we couldn't do it alone. So it's like this really, it happened.
Yeah, it's a collaboration, I think, when it's best, because we can kind of feed off each other in that sense. It's not I think we're looking for the same thing, but we use different tools to achieve that. So Andre is totally like a studio mouse, like he loves to sit and go into that stuff, and be there, and that's what he makes. He makes much of it. I mean, it takes a lot of attention, focus, and you need to spend time with it. And I always loved being in studio since I was, since I had my first studio when I was, I think, 19 or 20 or something like that, with my band after time. We just moved to Copenhagen and started buying a studio, and we got excited about sitting in front of the studio and making music and listening back to it. So that kind of thing we share from, quite profoundly. It's just like something we did and always excited us. We just then suddenly it became our job or whatever. And then but you're still feeding from the same energy. It's still like being 17 years. It's still like being that teenager, just with a different thing and doing different things. I'm singing, he's doing. We're still in the same kind of, on the same mission. Yeah.
And the collaboration with Lima and Eternal Music or Música Eterna in Portuguese was important to know each other, your work, or not so mainly important?
Both.
I think I didn't get to check.
Lima is the project. Recently you recorded
His voice.
his voice, so it's a better understanding now. And you are to do this installation. You are creating here. This previous experience was important to know.
I think that's safe to say. It's not. I don't think it necessarily was necessary, but it was just. It is kind of what started us talking about it, because we met and we made stuff together, and a lot of the things we're making here relates to also a world that I know because of Música Eterna. Andre knows my voice from different things. So yeah, it helps. It helps that we didn't get.
If we didn't have like did some stuff before, we would never like feel like we wanted to do music together.
No.
So it came from the start, like
And the approaches were your connection with music is where your senses or your conscience said this could be a good project working you with Jose.
Yeah, it's been a very natural process. I met Andre when I moved to Lisbon 2-3 years ago. Totally random, just looking for a studio, and he opened up. And then he sort of got a little bit involved in the project I was doing at that point, because he was just hanging out and stuff. And we just kind of started hanging out, just once in a while, but it's not much actually. It's funny when you live in a city, sometimes you don't really see each other because you're like, one is totally occupied and in work and So this was a little bit like we talked about that being like, maybe it could be fun to spend some days to like really go deep into it, because we don't do that in Lisbon. You just don't do that for some weird reason. That just never happens.
there's other things.
There's always things.
A normal day life that we have to go through.
Yeah.
And it's hard to take holidays on your own city.
Yeah.
But coming to this place is like, I haven't seen emails, I don't check my cell phone, I don't care. I'm doing this thing.
So you did a presentation yesterday. I think it went very well because people were very in the atmosphere, and so it was a part of what we can listen today, or isn't it?
Yeah. It's just from the same. It's a piece of the same cake.
Same cake.
Yeah. Today we're playing the whole cake.
Okay.
All of it. But the past couple of 4 days.
4 days, yeah.
We played parts, like as we were making it, just kind of playing what we were working on. So,
of course, music is a universal language, but if you could translate to words what were the concepts behind it, what you might say? If it's not a very...
We thought about that when coming here. Like, shall we have a concept for that could guide us through the process, or if we should just leave it free, and then we found like a method, not exactly a concept, but a method to do, or a method to be incorporated in our workflow, which would be this idea of having the people from Viseu that we could like acquire, that we could record different parts that as we were composing, we could pick up some parts to be recorded by a choir. That hopefully will still happen today. And that was the method, or a method that we found to be more interesting during a residence in a public space, to bond more with the people, and in the end take something out of here that comes with the people as well, because if we record some of the local people, then we bring a little bit of the local people in the record, and that was like a method, not exactly a concept thing. But because we knew it was short, it would be like maybe if we would try to come here with a precise idea, the concept that we want to do this, maybe we would be too strict and maybe the time would not be enough. And so we thought of just leaving it open and just coming. We had like a 3 minutes start idea, and that was it. We started on those 3 minutes that was already on the table, and grew from there.
So, projects for your recent or prochaine days or for the future, you are still want to collaborate with each other and other projects? If you want to talk something about that, what is in your mind in terms of
the future?
Yeah. Then could be tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Now
today.
Today. Actually, later we are doing the performance. So I think we are going back to Lisbon, and we take a week or two off this thing to do something else. So we forget about it, and then when we return to it, hopefully it will make sense in a whole different way. Yeah. That's our hope. So we've been very deep inside that thing for five days. Yeah. So much that today I went from the house to go here. I went a different way. I realized I didn't see anything of Viseu. I just saw this place, and the way to our house and back and forth. So it's kind of an intense thing to be working on music from when you wake up to when you go to sleep, and I think it's wonderful. But when to judge what we're doing with it and how we're going to use it and what we're going to do in the future, I think we need this kind of get through this distance. Yeah,
it's been like someone said, it's been hard last night.
Yeah, it's been definitely not hard, because it's never been hard. It actually hasn't been hard at all. No,
just long days.
Just long and exciting. It's been very exciting to do this thing. We learned so much from this thing. It's not just something we do. Like, we're not like a circus that travels around with this thing and gets the public to record or something. We learn a lot from it ourselves. That's probably the reason why we're doing it. Because it's something that excites us, not just to do what we do, but also to have this interaction and the surprises. So many wonderful moments happened during the past 5 days that it's kind of hard to put fingers on each of them, but there's been these kind of crazy encounters.
And I think in a way we can capture that almost in like the music we made. It's the timeline of the musicians passing by, because they were made in order, like, so everything like went from here to there. So this one comes in when we're doing this part and stays in that part, and then the other one stays in the next part, and it's been like this. So actually the whole piece kind of shows that progressions. The first days of the festival and the first musicians, and the second wave of musicians, and the last.
So it was
quite documented.
Oh, absolutely worth it. I think it's not a. Yeah, it could have been just the two of us somewhere else, not in the Topic Square here, but like somewhere else in a small. And it probably also would have been worth it. But this was worth it in a very different way. I think it was kind of.
Viseu is a historical city, and I think what I heard last night, it was very poetical, but it was not so. Regard just with history and about Portugal or Viseu identity. It comes more broad than this.
Sure.
It was very poetical.
Thank you for saying that.
It wasn't just me that I said. I heard it from the persons who were listening. So, in relation of music, art, someone said that all words were already written to save the world. Music can take some message to the community, or in a larger sense, to bring closer people. Do you think so?
Yeah, or together.
Altogether.
I feel that's something that kind of happens quite naturally. People meet in some places. Maybe they meet at concerts. Maybe they meet on the big party in the city Saturday night, or they meet wherever they meet. Then I think that's what a square is. You meet there, you go there to mingle, and it would be kind of weird if we would just be sitting here and not mingling with people. It's not, you don't do that, and I guess it would be a bad shot, I think. So we would have to choose a different location.
I won't take much more time.
Okay, thank you.
Must work.
Yeah,
It was a privilege.
thank you for that.
Yeah, we can send you.
Yeah. You have incredible eyes. Someone must have told you before.
Yeah,
really nice eyes you have.
There's a Portuguese saying that the beauty is in the people, in the person who sees the beauty. A beleza está nos olhos de quem a vê.
It's in the eye of the beholder. Beauty is in the eye of the beholder.
Yeah, some kind of that.
And I see it. Very nice.
Yeah, we all have this.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you so much.
Thank you.
For me, it was a mantra.
Good. That's nice. We have to finish.